Hello, it's day 42, and I want to talk about 1200 calories. I was told today that whenever I'm using a calorie counter, I should always put myself in as sedentary. I should always put my goal in as losing 2 pounds a day, and I should always put in that I want to eat 1200 calories. Terrible advice. At least in my opinion, it's terrible advice. I think for a lot of people, women particularly, there's the expectation that you should never eat more than the very bare minimum. And the person I got that advice from today, they're not a nutritionist. They're a person who I think wants the best for me and just wants me to succeed in my goals. But really, when it comes down to it, if I were trying to eat 1200 calories a day, I think I would go insane. There was a period of time in my life where I had my goal set as 1200 calories a day. However, that was during a time when I was working out semi-regularly, just like I am now, and I would always eat back my workout calories. So it ended up being more along the lines of 1500 calories a day. And right now in Chronometer, I have my goal set as 1500 calories a day before exercise. And sometimes I do eat back my exercise calories. But it's no surprise to me that I'm not really making the kind of progress I want to be making. I really don't think I'm the kind of person who can eyeball my portions. I've been searching for my food scale, but I'm gonna have to buy a new one. I can't find my food scale, and I know as soon as I order a new one or go out and buy a new one, my old one's going to pop up because that's just how things work for me. But you know what? Maybe I'll take one to work too. The really awful thing about counting calories is that, for me at least, I'm always thinking about it. Today is Saturday, and I thought about it quite a lot today, even though I feel like I overate. I'm really not enjoying my weekends on this diet. I don't feel like I can. And it really has made me realize that I don't think I've ever enjoyed my weekends. My family watched that new Batman movie that's out. Pretty fun. But when I look at my family sitting around me eating all the movie snacks, I would feel kind of strange and left out if I didn't eat movie snacks too. And I think that's where social eating comes in. My family expects a lot of social eating. And unless I distance myself from them in a unhealthy way, I think that I'm going to have to socially eat. And it was actually me refusing certain movie snacks that made my family, that made this person in my family comment about my diet and give me the advice to only eat 1200 calories. I'm starting to get to the point in this diet where I think I'm never going to make progress. I think I will look like this and sound like this and be talking about these same topics 11 months from now when I finally end these videos. But you know what, Diet Buddy? I think that would be okay, because if I can just change one or two habits, I would be happy. All I want to be able to do is get a little bit better, to be able to run a 5K fully. I can run half of a 5K right now, so if I just get a little bit better, I would be happy. I'm not expecting to end this diet like at 120 pounds or 100 pounds or 90 pounds or whatever it is women are supposed to weigh these days. But I'd be lying if I said that I didn't wish that I could be one of these women who can just stop at 1200 calories and be like, 1200 calories is definitely plenty for me. It's not. It's not. I go insane if I try to eat that little during a day, and if I try to eat that little, it's going to trigger a binge. It's just going to. I've actually done pretty well this week with not triggering a binge. I feel like I'm getting better at recognizing the signs of when I'm about to start, and I've also gotten better about stopping if I do start. But it didn't make Friday any easier. Yesterday sucked. But I don't feel like I binged. Today wasn't that great either. Like, I enjoyed the movie, don't get me wrong, but I felt weird and out of place for not, scarfing movie snacks. I am starting to wonder, however, if I shouldn't stop trying to fight certain cravings, if that makes sense. Like, would it be better to make a weekday calorie schedule and a weekend calorie schedule? I think you can do that in Chronometer, but I'm not really sure how. And maybe it would be better if I just budget in certain things from the candy shelf at work. Just put them in and be like, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna eat from the candy shelf. I'm just gonna accept it. But the thing is, I don't really want to eat the candy from the candy shelf. I feel like I have to. It's like there's two people that I'm dealing with right now. There's the very sane, healthy Kara who wants to do well and wants to reach her goals and wants to not feel sick in the evenings because she overate. And there's the lunatic Kara who just lives in the moment and throws every goal to the wind, because that's later Kara's problem. Right now, Kara wants to eat chocolate. I think it's a strength thing. I think it really is. I think my convictions and my willpower are just something that needs to be trained just like the rest of my body. If I were the kind of person who just made healthy decisions every time there was a decision to be made, I wouldn't have a problem. And I've had that thought more than once. Like today, seeing the open bag of chocolate chips on the counter that my family member had out and was just eating from. I thought to myself, the correct choice here would be to not eat these. Like, I wasn't even thinking about them until I saw them on the counter. But I ate them. I ate them because they were there and I felt like I had to. And that's the problem right now. I just feel like I have to. Do you hear the peepers in the background? They're getting pretty big, actually. Like, just overnight, they got huge. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a lot of yard work again. A lot of sweaty, difficult, hard yard work. Which means I'm going to get hungry, which means I need to pack myself a lunch. A healthy lunch, hopefully. I hope you're doing well, Diet Buddy. I hope you're doing well. And make sure that you're eating enough to fuel yourself. Like, don't fall victim to the mentality that you always have to be perfect all the time. Even slow, steady progress is good.